Good morning, viewers. Good morning, fellow YouTubers. Good morning to everyone around the world who again has taken the time off to look at my video and subscribe to my channel and like my videos. My name is Joanne Farrell, and my topic this morning is conquering. How we are going to divide and conquer the enemy using just 5 stones. We are living in a world where depression is rampant. You walk in the streets and you can see people's faces filled with bitterness, filled with hatred. You can see the behavior of people, selfish. You can see the behavior of people. People are trying to defend what they have, using all kind of means. So it puts them in a state of perpetual frustration if you have to defend what is not given to you by God. Remember that. People are walking around. You can literally see and feel the darkness around some people. People are scared. People are frustrated because of what maybe is happening in their individual lives, maybe for some personal reasons. Remember, each one of us on this planet has an issue, has a problem. And don't ever think, even the rich man, the rich person, the wealthy man has issues. You know why? You know why the wealth become an issue? Because that person now has to think, how could I continue to ensure that this wealth continue to expand? I have to think about where to place those funds, especially the banks are not very stable these days. We have to think about the financial markets. We have to make sure that the financial market is secured in order to cover and continue the existence of wealth. We have to think about maybe if we keep it at home, there might be robbery. So don't ever think in your mind that because the person is well off or rich monetarily, that they don't have an issue. Don't get tricked. Everyone has an issue. But remember, where there is a mountain, there is also a plain. And where there is a problem, there is always an antidote. What I have noticed is that we continually visit the mountains in our lives. And because we continually visit those mountains, we cannot see the plain that is on the right side. Plain. God has already made plains for his children, not planes, but plains. Plains for his children. The mountains, I must tell you, are the issues, the problems, the frustrations you see on people's faces daily. The mountains are, it could be a personal issue, as I told you before, in the form of maybe your husband giving you problems. Maybe your fiancé begins to give you some form of issue. Maybe it's a financial issue. Maybe it's a grandparent issue, a household issue. Maybe it's an environmental issue or even a neighbor issue. We all have issues. But I'm here to tell you that in the midst of all these issues, God has already made ways of escape for us. He has already given us antidotes in order to conquer every situation. He said, speak to the mountain. If your faith is as small as a grain of mustard seed, you can speak to that mountain, and that mountain will become a plain. You might not see it becoming a plain today. You might not see it becoming a plain tomorrow, but the mountain will eventually become a plain. So every mountain in the form of a giant, symbolizing a Goliath in your life, can become a plain if you can use 5 stones. Let us go back to the story of David and Goliath. I love that story because there are so many revelations one can obtain from that story. David knew he was going to destroy Goliath. Why? Why did he know? Because he was anointed for that purpose, to kill giants, to destroy giants. And some of us don't know that where we are, we can destroy the giants because we have not tapped into the anointing. Tapping into the anointing is important in destroying every Goliath that wants to rear its ugly head before you. David tapped into the anointing even further. Not only by knowing that he was going to kill that Goliath, but he did something. The anointing make you do something. The anointing don't just make you sit and say that God is going to do it for me tomorrow. No. David activated his faith by picking up 5 stones. The 5 stones represented preparation. Because every step you take, every level you ascend to, there will be a Goliath. And because David took up 4 additional stones, it meant preparation. He was prepared to destroy this Goliath, this Philistine, who had killed so many of his kind before. But he was unaware of what he was coming up against in a little man, a shepherd boy called David. There are some enemies that are coming up after you. All you need to do is tap into the anointing. You see, faith without work is dead. I listen to many people, and many people have this cliche. I say it's a cliche. Walking around. Yeah, God will do it for me. He will do it. He will do it, yes. When you are 90, 95 walking with your walking stick, he will do it for you. So, because God has already given you that power and authority, he said, Luke 10:17, he had given it to us already. He said, we will trample upon serpents and scorpion. You know what is a scorpion? You know what is a snake? And over all power of the enemy. And he said, nothing shall by any means hurt you. He did not say some things will hurt and some would not hurt. He said, nothing shall hurt you. So, we can conquer any giant, any Goliath in our life using 5 stones. Pick up 5 stones. that symbolizes your giants. It doesn't necessarily mean they are 5 in numbers. They could be 20. Some people carrying 30-something demon, 40-something Goliaths. Some people walking around with thousands loaded on their backs. But little do they realize that there is an antidote for giants. Pick up 5 stones and declare over these stones that today I am going to conquer any Goliath that is rearing its ugly head at me. Any Goliath in the form of an agent, and when I say an agent, when I speak about an agent, I'm speaking about those people who have put themselves out there, who had made vows and covenants, covenanting with the powers of darkness to say, you're not going anywhere. I will delay it. I will stagnate it. I will put you backward. Hello? You pick up 5 stones and you're going to conquer them today. If you are a child of God, you pick up 5 stones. They have to be coming from somewhere. Those giants are coming from somewhere. And number 5 symbolizes greatness. And you're going to throw them in the direction of where your enemies are coming from. You're going to throw them. I am sure one is going to hit that mountain. One will hit that Goliath, because what Goliath did not know, Goliath was also confident that he was going to defeat little David. He could not see beyond his nose. No, like some of us cannot see that we can call upon the anointing, and once there is no iniquity in your heart, the anointing will come. There are different anointings for different situations. Today we are going to use the 5 stones of David, the Davidic anointing, to destroy every mountain that was placed there by enemies. Yes, enemies. Whether they are under the sea operating, whether they are in the 7th heaven, whether they are somewhere in the earth realm, whether they are swimming in the sea, whether they are in the grave, 5 stones will destroy them. Speak to them and slay them. You will catch the enemy.